Howdy folks, I'm Meticulous Mercury, menacingly micromanaging messy marsupials.
I'm Amber.
And here are more marsupials for us to messily micromanage while dumping mercury all over them. That's environmentally friendly, Amber. Thanks for that.
We're not dumping mercury on any marsupials. You're just micromanaging them. And they're the messy ones.
I see. Let's get started. Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Having My Mom Come Over so that I could take a shower while she watched my newborn? My husband and I had a baby 2 weeks ago. She is strictly breastfed, and not only does she cluster feed, but she also finds comfort in being close to me. Therefore, there's not much I can do without her, and more often than not, I'm completely okay with that. But one thing that does mean is that I don't get to shower by myself. I've showered once by myself since having her, and it's only lasted long enough for me to soap up before she was crying, and my husband was bringing her to me. I think I literally had 2 to 3 minutes. With that said, my husband, of course, hasn't had to change his life around at all. Every day, and nearly every night, he's taking 30 to 60 minutes of uninterrupted showers. He doesn't understand the frustration that I get whenever he showers. That's the only thing that bothers me. I want to shower. I want to sit under the water and relax my muscles. But like I said, every time I attempt it, the baby starts crying and he brings her into the shower with me instead of trying to calm her down himself. And he says it's because he knows that the showers calm her down and that he doesn't like her crying. He feels bad, like it nearly makes him cry whenever she does. So I get his thought process, but it feels like a cop-out at times. So I called my mother and I asked her to come and watch the baby so that I could shower and shave my legs, because I've literally been attempting to shave my legs for 5 days now, and it's all patchy because I keep having the baby handed off to me. I need some self-care. My husband was home when I asked my mom to come by. I didn't tell him. She shows up and takes the baby and I go and shower. My husband, in some point in time, comes and asks me why my mom is here, and I tell him that I asked her to come by so that I could shower without the baby being handed off to me. He says I could have watched her. Why did you do that? So I said, every time you watch her while I shower, she ends up in here with me within 2 minutes of me being in here because you don't even try to calm her down. Now he thinks that I'm being the jerk because I never told them to keep the baby out of the shower, despite me specifically saying that I wanted to relax and have self-care multiple times. Am I the jerk? He says that I've now made him look bad to my mom. Alright folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk. If he feels like he looks bad, then maybe he shouldn't do the things that make him look bad.
Well, I mean, that's exactly it, right? Like, if you look bad, there's a reason why you look bad.
If your partner has to call their mom over when you're home and able to watch a baby to get more than 2 minutes in the shower, that's an issue.
Well, I also want to address his showering habits here. 30 to 60 minutes? Oh, come on. Really? 30 to 60 minutes? What is he doing in the shower?
Wasting all the water. Like, I have long hair and I don't take 30-minute showers.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this is a little absurd with the amount of time. I mean, I shouldn't criticize. I mean, everyone's different here, but that's, to me, just an unfathomable amount of time in the shower.
Well, and it also seems like that's 30 to 60 minutes that he's not helping with the baby and that OP's doing all the childcare and everything.
Exactly. It does seem like OP's doing all the childcare, and he is making these excuses that I can't watch the baby because you're so much better at taking care of the baby than I am.
And that's the thing you have to watch out for, is that, like, because people will use that, oh, well, you're just better, and, like, the way to get better is to do it. Like, that's the only way. And so he needs to start working with the baby, finding ways to soothe her.
Mm-hmm. So I don't think that OP's in the wrong here. I think they just wanted to take a shower and they were tired of having the baby passed off to them. And maybe this is what it's going to take in order for him to actually start pulling his weight around the house.
Yeah, maybe anytime he doesn't pull his weight, just bring mom over so he can feel guilty and maybe start doing something.
Exactly. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Sushi Guakdine says, not the jerk. You are not a jerk, but your husband needs to grow up and learn how to comfort a crying baby. As a father, I can say that there were plenty of times when neither my wife nor I could get the baby to quiet down right away. Sometimes you just have to hold and comfort them while they cry for a bit. He can do that just as well as you. Something that I've noticed is that some moms stop their husbands from learning because they take over at the first sign of trouble. It doesn't sound like that you're doing this, but I mention it because it's a common pattern. Dad is holding a crying baby, and within 30 seconds, mom takes it away from him, saying, "Here, let me do that." While you're at it, make sure he learns to change the diaper. My wife's motto was, "I'm in charge of the input and you're in charge of the output." She was breastfeeding as well. Alright folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Not Being Persistent Enough? I have always taken care of my teeth because I had major problems before. I floss daily. My boyfriend, on the other hand, sometimes skips brushing teeth. I know, disgusting, and doesn't floss. I told him in the past couple of times that I recommend him brushing his teeth more often and floss. I especially emphasize the flossing. He told me that he doesn't need to do that and just refused to try. I can see that he has buildups between his teeth, but he's a grown adult, and I didn't want to force him to do something that he clearly doesn't want to. I mentioned every now and again, but that's it. Now he has major problems between his back teeth, and the doctor says that he could have prevented that by simply flossing. But now it's too late. He told me that it's my fault because I haven't been persistent enough about the flossing. He gave me examples like, if you want to protect someone, you would do something that you know is good for them even though they don't like it. Like forcing a kid to brush its teeth even though they don't like it. But you know it prevents them from having dental issues, or forcing the partner to eat healthy to prevent health issues. What in the world? I mean, he's kind of right. I mean, I wasn't persistent at all, but I did tell him that what I think and what I recommend. He's old enough to make his own decisions without me needing to force him. So am I the jerk? Forgot to add, every time I brought up the topic or recommended him again trying to floss, he would just be mad and ask me to stop trying to force him. All right, folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Not the jerk. Like you said, he's a grown adult. And like, there's a big difference between a child who doesn't have the understanding of long-term effects of not brushing teeth and are just like, this is no fun and the toothpaste is gross, and an actual adult who is capable of making their own decisions.
Well, what I'm reading between the lines here is that he wants OP to mother him and nag him and be like, you need to do this, you need to do that, blah, blah, blah. And he wants to take no responsibility for his own health outcomes.
While simultaneously getting upset anytime she does that. Like, Opie's in a no-win situation, because if she nags him, then he's like, oh, how dare you try and force me? I'm a grown adult. Mm-hmm. But then if she doesn't, he's like, you should have made me.
Yeah. So like Amber said, I think that OP's in a no-win situation here. This is an important reminder to brush and floss your teeth. You should always brush and floss your teeth. It's really good for your teeth. You only get one pair of teeth for now.
Well, two.
You only get 2 pairs of teeth for now.
Soon to be 3, maybe.
Maybe 3. They have some exciting dental work going on. So some researchers in Japan, they discovered a way to make the buds, because everyone actually has another pair of buds that could grow into teeth, and they figured out how to stimulate those to grow into teeth, so we might get another pair of teeth someday, which would be pretty rad if you asked me, but no one did. Anyhow, let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Wins Luck 12 says, yeah, how old are you guys? Because he sounds like a petulant, stubborn child who is now trying to blame you for his own stubborn refusal to perform basic hygiene. The way you word things, he should be more than old enough to know better and take care of the issues himself. This isn't on you. Alright folks, and our last letter is titled, I am an 18-year-old female who nannies an autistic boy whose mother is severely neglecting a rabbit. Now what am I supposed to do? And this one was submitted to me, and I kind of wanted to share it, but I do want to warn people that this one does involve animal cruelty and neglect, so I do want you to be aware of that, because that can be a really sensitive topic for people. So let's get into that. This might not be the right place to post, but I'm desperate. I'm an 18-year-old female, and I was nanny for a family back in July. I watched their high support needs autistic son, 9, and 2 daughters, 9 and 7. Very quickly, I realized that they were torturing their rabbit. They had a rabbit in the smallest hutch that I've ever seen with a wired bottom. She was there 24/7. She was in 90-degree heat all the time. They replaced her water once a day, which she often knocked over, and fed her only pellets, no hay. I told the mom that the rabbit was not in a healthy condition and she could die. She asked me to take the bunny inside, and she said that she would take better care of her. But the moment the bunny came inside, she was in torture. The children chased her around, the boy was very sweet, but he shouldn't be left with animals. He doesn't understand that he can't grab them like stuffed animals, and that they don't like to be chased. The rabbit was becoming violent and lunging at him. The rabbit was horrified and constantly hiding. I thought that she might have a heart attack. She didn't have any hay, water, chew toys, or soft items inside the house, though the mom said that she would buy them. She had nowhere to hide but under the couch and trampoline. They had the smallest trampoline inside for the boy to jump on, and he also jumps on the couch. I was worried that he might squish the bunny. The house is not bunny safe at all, and the boy has a tendency to take off his pants and diapers and go to the bathroom on the floor and spread it around. I would clean that up and keep him from running through it. It's not easy to do that when he's chasing a rabbit, though, through the house. He screams and throws things. I know that he's not doing it with any sort of maliciousness, and that's just the way he's communicating and coping. The bunny doesn't understand this, and he doesn't understand the bunny. I went into a lot more detail in some rabbit Reddits. There were some extremely nice people who helped give me some rabbit advice in the moment, buying food, giving it to frozen water bottles, etc. I offered to take the bunny, as I already have 2 with my boyfriend, and the whole setup ready. Once the bunnies are litter trained, they will be free to roam and still have their pen as a nice home base. The pen is filled with stuff, and my boyfriend's parents call it bunny heaven. She said no, so I quit because I couldn't handle seeing it anymore. I also felt underqualified for the job. She made it seem like he was low support, and he was definitely high support. I have worked with kids all over the spectrum, but there has always been a trained professional there as well. It wasn't worth the $17 an hour. I contacted Animal Control, who took their sweet time. They basically said that the officer was sent in and no one answered, and the police officer saw the rabbit in a hutch, so it was fine. They said that the bunny was fine because it had shelter and a food bowl. I was devastated. It's been a long time, but I still get nightmares over the health of the rabbit. Nightmares of the rabbit getting sick and dying, then putting the rabbit down for biting the kid. The ones where the bunny is just crying, I get these like twice a week, and I just wake up and cry. I don't know what to do. I want to help, but Animal Control doesn't care. I want to message the mom and ask how the bunny is doing, but I don't think it'll end well. At this point, I'm desperate for any help. I thought about making a Facebook account and pretending to be someone in the area, messaging her or asking if there was a rabbit outside. Then maybe asking to buy the rabbit or telling her that the bunny isn't safe and asking if she could rehome it to anyone. I'm scared that I'll get in trouble for faking to be somebody. I've thought about messaging her straight up, but I'm scared of getting in trouble for that. But these nightmares have been killing me. I've never felt so useless. I've become desperate. Alright folks, what advice do we have for the OP here?
I mean, this is a very unfortunate situation, and there aren't a ton of legal avenues that you can go, unfortunately. Like, the best I can think is that if OP has friends or family members who would also report to Animal Control, like, maybe if they have enough reports, it would be taken more seriously.
Yeah.
But, like, there's not a lot you can do.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is just one of those unfortunate situations that, unfortunately, OP, there's not much you can do in the situation. And you've done your due diligence and you've tried your best to help this situation out. And at this point in time, you can absolve yourself of guilt here. I mean, I think that you've done what you can. And short of doing something illegal and then getting, thrown in jail or any number of things, which isn't going to help the rabbit anyways at that point in time, right? So I think that you've done what you can, and I wish there was more that you could do. And I mean, I did actually message this person here, and I explained a story that I shared with them that they said that helped them out in this situation. And what ended up happening is that there was a bird that a local neighborhood cat caught, and that bird was not doing so well, and I tried what I could to save the bird, and unfortunately I just wasn't able to, right? There was nothing I could do about the situation. And I mean, I felt guilty about the situation because, what happens if I had done more or tried getting there sooner or any number of things. But sometimes it's just the way things are. And, I could dwell on trying to do that forever or doing more forever, but that unfortunately isn't going to help. And I think that it's one of those things where sometimes you do your best, you can have the best laid plans, but you can still not succeed. And that's just the reality of life sometimes. And so we all have things that we want to do more, we want to help more, and unfortunately sometimes you just can't. So I would, hope that this isn't something that OP feels racked with guilt forever on, and that this is something that they can move on from and not feel torn up about. Because it's just not a good place to feel guilty about this, especially when they've done everything that they can do, But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care, and good luck, OP. Alright, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she's got a joke, and it's from Jovial Bobstein. Imagine that.
What is the ghost's favorite car?
I can tell you exactly what the ghost's favorite car is, because I know a few ghosts, and they have tried stealing my car. And I didn't appreciate that. It's the Ghostmobile from the Ghostbusters. I don't know if that's what it's called anymore, but I own that car.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. We have a very boring, very plain car. Buicks.
Oh, Buicks? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. They would like those. And I have Mega Mint. Alright, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Manic Monday. I hope your Monday is going well and that your week is starting off great. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance. And please, have it in the form of the first line from a book.
It wasn't until Patrick's mother-in-law caught him slacking off on his parenting duties that he felt the first inkling of remorse.
That would be a good book. I am looking forward to hearing the rest of it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.